Good morning, Bloodhounds, and welcome to Project Red. I'm Daniel Steven. Alongside me is my partner in crime, Sofia Carbayat. Sofia?
Thank you, Daniel. To start off our show, we would like to introduce to you a cultural tidbit, all the way from our friends in India. So dancing is a very important part in India, and it's also used as a form of worship and commonly seen in temples.
That's very interesting, Sofia. In other St. Joseph Academy news, our student council inductions will be this Friday for grades 8 through 12 to formally introduce them to the student council family here at St. Joseph Academy. Now, Sofia, I think it's time for our quote of the week.
It is time for our quote of the week, brought to you by Elcita Gutierrez, one of our very seniors, and also staff here at Project Red. Do your little bit of good where you are. It's those little bits of good put together that overwhelm the world. Said by Desmond Tutu. And now, sending it off to Patti Lizondo with a special interview with our new ACE teachers.
Today we're going to be interviewing both Mr. Jurger and Ms. Ramos on the ACE program, which also stands for Alliance of Catholic Education.
I am from LaBelle, Florida, a small town near Fort Myers. It is about 3 hours north of Miami. It's a small town. No one knows where it's from.
Okay. Do you like it here so far?
I do. I've enjoyed my time here at SJA. Everyone's been really friendly and especially helpful. The kids are great as well.
What grade do you currently teach?
I teach 11th grade English. I also have the majority of 12th graders in my advanced creative writing, so I have a little bit of both grades.
What made you want to go into the program, ACE?
So growing up, I saw the need for good teachers. I saw the difference that they can make in students' lives, especially in encouraging them to go to college. And I know that a lot of students don't often have role models and teachers, and so I really wanted to be that role model for a lot of students. And I want to encourage the idea of learning for the sake of learning and not just to get good grades and get into college. There's something really special about appreciating education just for the sake of education. There's a great opportunity, and I think that if students truly appreciate it, they can do wonders with it.
I teach all of the freshmen. I teach freshman world geography, and I think I have 124 of them, something like that. My hometown's from Oaklawn, Illinois, which is just a little suburb outside of Chicago. It's about 30 minutes southwest of Chicago, so not too big, not too small, right outside the city.
Pretty north. Do you want to share also why you got into the ACE program?
Education for me has always been something that's been important for me. I guess the reason why I wanted to serve through the ACE program was to pay it back through education.
And is that something like you want to continue to teach?
I believe so. I think I want to be a teacher at least for the foreseeable future. But regardless, I see myself staying in education. That could maybe mean maybe a principal or maybe like a school district type thing, but in some capacity I see myself staying in education.
And do you like it here at Brownsville so far?
I do. It's really hot. I'll tell you that much, especially being from up north, like you said. But yeah, the people here have been friendly, welcoming the students. I met some of the parents on parents' nights. They were really welcoming, and I mean, I may stick out a little bit, but I've loved it here so far.
And now we're going to send it over to Sofia Carbayat.
Good morning, St. Joe. Welcome to our cooking show. And with us is Elcita, our very own senior and new staff here at Project Red. Elcita, what do you have prepared for us today?
Well, Sophia, today we're going to do dirty brownies. All you're going to need is brownie mix, eggs, Oreos, cookie dough, already flat on a pan, oil, and water.
Okay, and what next? What's our first step?
First step, you have to mix the eggs, the oil, the water, and the brownie mix all together. We already have it here prepared for you, as
Okay.
you can see. The next step will be placing the Oreos on top of the cookie dough.
Okay.
Want to help me?
Yes. Just like that, all in rows. And what's next?
The last step you'll do before you place it in the oven is just pour the brownie mix on top of all the Oreos.
And just like that, right?
Yes. Finally, you just have to preheat the oven to 350. Place the brownies for at least 30 to 35 minutes.
Okay, and that's what we're gonna do right now. Try not to get burned.
And that's it, just set a timer.
20 minutes later.
They look delicious, and I can't
Thank
wait
you.
to eat them. So don't forget to make your dirty brownies at home. They're good for snacks, for birthday presents, or for anything you'd like. And now to Daniel with Sports Talk.
Good morning, Bloodhounds, and welcome to another edition of Sports Talk. I'm Daniel Esteve, and today we're going to be talking about both basketball and football. Now, I know you're wondering, why are we talking about basketball so early in the year? But what actually happens is the boys and girls are starting to do after-school athletic periods for about an hour to work on conditionings and other basketball skills. So for those of you who haven't heard, get out to those basketball courts and start practicing for the upcoming season. Now also, the Bloodhound football team played last Friday against the Lopez Lobos and won by a score of 34-20. Now, much in part of the Bloodhound offensive game, led by quarterback senior Adrian Gutierrez, who threw 4 touchdown passes, 3 of those to senior wide receiver Adrian Guerra, and 1 of those to senior running back Brandon Olvera. Now, Brandon Olvera would also tally on another running touchdown to increase the score 34-20. The Bloodhound defense also held the Lopez Lobos to just 2 touchdowns, as well as 2 more field goals that would tally up the score and a record of 2-0 for the Bloodhounds in the preseason, setting them up for their dedication game this Friday against the Lyford Bulldogs. Now, the dedication game isn't just like any game. Each Bloodhound player is required to write 1 letter to a person they like to dedicate their game for, which makes it a very special experience, especially for a season opener. So we look forward to seeing all you Bloodhound fans over in Lyford this Friday, August 31st, in our hopes to win our first season opener and start the season off right for the Bloodhound football team. Thanks for stopping by here at Sports Talk, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you. And now in world news, today marks the 50th anniversary of Dr. King's special I Have a Dream speech at the conclusion of the March on Washington. Tens of thousands of people flooded the Lincoln Memorial and National Mall on Saturday, the first stop in a week's worth of events commemorating the 50th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream address and the March on Washington, a speech which played a major role in the outcome of the civil rights movement in the 1960s. Civil rights organizations, organized labor, the LGBT community, and women's rights groups were all represented throughout this celebration. Peaceful rallies have been a positive way to gather support for all these groups' missions. Unemployment, healthcare, and education were also topics brought up throughout the event. The celebration will last throughout the rest of the week to commemorate this historic anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech. Now let's just hope we continue to grow on the basis of equality and civil rights. Sophia?
Thanks for that, Daniel. And now I'd like to congratulate all of those teachers who were recognized in last week's Diocesan In-Service. Thank you so much for your time and dedication to not only Catholic schools, but especially St. Joseph Academy.
That's true, Sophia. We are really appreciative of all the work they do. But I think that's all the time we have, Sophia.
That is all the time we have. And now, don't forget, it's always a good day to be a Bloodhound.
Stay classy, St. Joseph Academy.